Hello, class. You're once again welcome to our Management Information System course that we've been taking. If this is the first time you are joining us, it is good to go back and take the course overview that we have taken and then the introductory part, right? So today we're going to be looking at the characteristics of MIS. By the way, my name is Sati Satmer Dapel, and we'll be taking characteristics of Management Information System. Management Information System refers to a structured, integrated framework designed to provide managers with relevant information to support decision-making process. We said that MIMIS helps organizations streamline operations, enhance productivity, and achieve strategic goals. It operates as a backbone of information flow within an organization, integrating technology, people, and processes. Okay? If you remember when we did our introductory process, we emphasized or established the fact that MIS is built for managers, is built for decision makers. And we saw in the introductory part that we have the top management, we have the middle class management, and we have the lower class management. So what we are looking at is a system that helps to collect information from the grassroots, all right, and gather this data and analyze this data so that it will be able to help decision makers to make decisions. So we want to look at some of these characteristics, some of these elements, some of these features that a very good MIS should possess when you are building a management information system for an organization or for a company. What are some of these characteristics that it should possess? Number one, a good MIS should be system orientation. MIS is designed with a system-oriented approach, integrated interrelated components like hardware, like software, data processing, and people, which means it is not just one element that makes up an MIS. Yes, it is system orientation, which means it is computer-like. It has the need of use of technology. But it's not only technology that works, okay? We are saying that even you have the hardware and software, which is the computers that you set up, then you need to have the data that is going to collect, you need to have the processes that is going to flow, and then you have the people that will work with it. So it's one of those things. And these components collectively ensure smooth operation and timely delivery of relevant information to stakeholders. Okay, so the system orientation is very key. It's a very fundamental characteristics that ensures that it houses your hardware, your software, your data, your processes, your people, and the way that they interrelate or they work together. Number two is management oriented. Remember, we said that MIS is built for who? It's built for managers, decision makers. All right. So the primary objective of MIS is to support managerial functions. Managerial functions such as planning, controlling, and decision making is very, very important. It's like saying if a government wants to take a decision and they now say, okay, let's look at the Bureau of Statistics. What information do they have? So that it can help us to take decision. We want to give palliative. We want to give palliative to all the students in the country. Okay, how many young people do we have? How many of them are in school? How many of them are out of school? And things like that. So the data that is collected from the grassroots is what will help management take decisions. So MIS is tailored towards providing information that aligns with the organization goal and managerial needs. So remember, it has to be relevant information. So it's not just any information that MIS just forwards to the top management. No, 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 no. It will be streamlined and things like that. If the vice chancellor of an institution wants to write to TED Fund to request for the building of a faculty block, he may have to first of all understand, based on the record, what departments do we have? How many students do we have in each of these levels? Within this faculty, how many departments? In each of these departments, how many students? How many of them are male? How many of them are females? And things like that. And he will be able to look to take decisions on that. Okay? If, for instance, the president today wants to share money, what do they call it now? Social investment scheme, abi? Or what do they call it? You want to dash people money. You say, okay, I want to give money to a particular set of people. So he will make his decision based on the information that is provided. Another characteristics is data as a core resource. Very, 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 very important. MIS cannot function without data. In fact, data is the reason MIS exists. So MIS relies heavily on data collection, storage, processing, and retrieval. Okay, the data is, processed into meaningful information. This is very, very, very key for use at different managerial levels. So MIS just plays around with data. The data that comes in, the data that is processed, the data that is analyzed, the data that is forwarded as for information, the data that management are going to use, and so on and so forth. So if a company, let's say Dangote Refinery now wants to produce what do they call it? A PMS. They will now have to look at the data that has to do with the consumption of PMS in the country. So if they look at the consumption of PMS based on the data, they look at the locations, the various regions. Which of the regions have the heaviest consumption? They will pay attention there. Which of the regions have this? They will pay attention there. So data is very important. Another characteristics is integration of subsystems. In the previous class, we looked at the various subsystems. All right. We said we're going to look at the various subsystems. We started looking at briefly, but the various subsystems we're going to look at like various, in this code, let's say departments. So how are these departments or subsystems going to work together or collaborate together in managing of their data? So MIS integrates these various organizational subsystems, such as, let's say, marketing, finance, operations, human resource, production, physical facilities, and so on and so forth. So if you want to picture it in your institution now, let's say you have a department, you have a section that deals with academic activities. You have a section that deals with non-teaching activities. Okay, in the non-teaching activities, you have area like bursary, where you make all things like finances. You have audit, you have physical facilities, you have the ICT. We together, you have the academic planning, you have the academic, what do they call it, office. You have different segments, different segments. In the academic, you have the faculties, you have the departments, you have where you have your lecturers, you have the operational staffs, you have registry, and so on and so forth. All these are various departments. What is their goal? Their goal is to serve you, the student. Their goal is to make sure that you've come to the university, you have studied your course, and you pass and you go. Okay, so they ensure your smooth runnings while you are on campus. So they all have to work together. If one of the units or one of the subsystems is having a problem, it will affect the output of the student. That is definitely true. So whether it is a teaching or non-teaching unit, if one segment is affected, it will affect the performance. So this ensures consistency and coordination across all the departments and actually improving the overall efficiency in the particular company. Okay, so we have future-oriented. That is another characteristics of MIS. MIS is designed to anticipate future needs by analyzing trends and forecasting. Okay, it provides predictive insight, allowing management to make informed strategic decisions, and which is true. So if an organization, let's say a refinery or a particular company, has correct and up-to-date data, and they have seen for the past 5 years that there is a trajectory in the rise of consumption of, instead of PMS now, let's say gas. They have seen that there is a rise in the consumption of gas and there is a decline in the need of PMS. What do you think the company is going to do, the refinery? They are going to now project and say, from this, there is a likelihood in the next 5 years to come, the demand for gas is going to be more than the demand for PMS. So what we can do is let us begin to increase our production of gas so that we will have more in the market. Something like that. But they sit and they project. It's like those that deals with forex exchange and things like that. So you look at it and say, the way the currency is moving for the past few months, there is a chances that this currency is going to be like this in the next few months. So that is the idea of forecasting. So it provides predictive insight to help management to make informed strategic decisions. And then we also say that it supports structured and unstructured decisions. MIS aids in making both structured decisions, which is like routine and repetitive task, that you do every day. It's like you say in the bank, what does the cashier does? If what the cashier is doing is repetitive every now and then, especially those depositing cash. Have you observed that there is an ATM that helps to collect your cash? You can just go to the ATM, just load in your cash, put in your account number, put in the amount and the currency and the denomination, and then it will credit your account. So that is when you look at routine, repetitive stuff, it tries to find a way to make it work better. Okay. And then also the unstructured decisions, like the complex and non-routine problems. There are certain work that every day has its own style of problems. Certain jobs that you cannot say what I have done today is the exact thing I'm going to do tomorrow. No, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. MIS needs to be user-friendly because it is meant for top management. It is expected that the management should be able to understand it with limited effort on their mobile phone, on their tablet, on their devices. They should be able to get information when they need. Though the effective MIS features as a user-friendly interface to ensure ease of use for non-technical managers and staff. Because in most cases, the MIS is meant for them at the top there, and they're not like technical persons. All right. So you need to make it in a very easy, friendly way. There is this application used by primary and secondary schools. It's a school management system. okay, a school management system. And I see some government trying to work on it. And what is it what is it all about? It collates all the schools within the state or the country, and then the ministry that is in charge of it would now be focusing, will be looking at the data based on the number of admissions, the number of graduations, the number that are going for WAEC, the number are going for NECO, each year they have. So at a particular point, maybe the commissioner or the minister can pick up his phone and decide to check how many students were enrolled in admission in secondary school all over the country or all over the state. And then with the touch of a button, he sees it. You say, okay, how many actually are in this region? A touch of a button, he sees it. How many actually will help this and this and this? That's it. He doesn't need to go into the technical details. And that's why we said MIS need to be flexible and adaptable. That's another characteristics. It can adapt to changing organizational needs and environmental factors, ensuring relevance over time. Because if you make it very strict and stringent, once the time changes, there is a high tendency that the application will be outdated. So the needs of the organization comes in first. So as it's built, you need to provide some flexibility and adaptability. It is scalable, allowing organizations to add modules or even expand existing capabilities. That way, you're going to see its effectiveness. Another characteristics is accuracy, reliability, and timeliness. All right, so MIS ensures the accuracy and reliability of data while delivering information in a timely manner to facilitate quick decision making. Quick decision making, very, 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 very important. So if the information from the subsystems or from the grassroots that is captured is not reliable, there is a high chance that the top management are going to make the wrong decision. If the information at the grassroots is not captured in time, or the MIS is not providing information as at when it's being needed, then the aim is defeated. So it needs to have that. Another very important characteristic is that it needs to be cost effective. So whilst MIS involves initial investment, it ultimately reduces costs through operational efficiency and improved decision making. So it has to be cost effective, because if at the end of the day, the system you are producing is costing the organization even more, then the MIS is not doing its work. The idea is for management to be able to take decisions with ease and also help to save costs in the organization. So things that require a lot of human process and analysis and done, and it will take a lot of time and energy and, people traveling here and there, the MIS will find a way to concise and then give the information the way it is. Another characteristics is decision support. So MIS provide analytical tools, simulation models, and what-if analysis, enabling better decision-making process. In conclusion, the success of MIS depends on its design and alignment with organizational goals. So by processing the aforementioned characteristics, MIS serves as a critical tool for enhancing managerial effectiveness and organizational productivity. Okay? This is just the topic of the characteristics. We have many more topics coming in, so you need to subscribe to ensure that you get notified. Make sure you click the notification bell, click like, and share. Right? If you want to go on further studies, These are the materials that were used in this preparation. So you can look up to them and then see how you can get further studies. If you have questions or any questions as related to what we have done today, just go to the comment section and then drop your question, and then I will respond to you. Thank you, and see you on the next course.